Hey folks, Mark Tindall here. We're on week 4 of Leap of Faith. And if you were around the church this weekend, you heard Dr. Don Davis talk to us about 2 Corinthians 5. That's the passage that says, we live by faith and not by sight. We build our whole life based on what we believe to be deeply true. And sometimes what we see right in front of us will kind of take us off course from that. All right? He said that Paul and his buddies that he traveled with said they made it their goal to please God. And I hope that you realize that's what faith is like living a life in response to God. That's the thing that pleases God, and actually says in Hebrews 11 that you can't please God without trusting Him. It's true of my life. I've made big decisions about my career, made big decisions about following God. I was fired from a church one time. It was painful. It was discouraging. I thought maybe I'm not really cut out for this, and I just had to figure out what to do. But I prayed to God on Good Friday of that year. I prayed to God. I said, God, it's Good Friday, and I think that the first disciples maybe didn't understand that there was an Easter coming on Good Friday. So on my Good Friday, I just want to trust you. I know there's an Easter coming, and God's come through for me in such a big way. He gave me specific direction. Actually, on Easter morning, I feel like I heard from God. I started making decisions based on what He said. There were people around me thinking, what are you doing? I moved to Columbus, Ohio to go to a school, even though I had 3 little kids. I worked at Kinko's, just a copy shop, making just a little bit of money. Nobody quite understood what we were doing, but we believed we were following God. It was just our way of being. We were trying to follow God. How about you? Do you see yourself as somebody who's following God? Do you trust God? Or are you making big decisions based on God? What do you believe about Jesus? Do you believe that He actually was the Son of God? Or do you think He was like a carpenter turned teacher who was quite good and maybe very wise? The world was changed because a group of people said that they saw Him. 1 John 1 is all about how they saw Him, they touched Him, they walked with Him, and so they've come to teach Him. And the great joy of John and all the apostles really was this: they wanted people to trust Him and follow Him. That's why we do the church. That's why we're doing this group. We believe that Jesus was the Son of God and that there's great life in trusting Him, even when that trust sort of takes a leap of faith. So I'll ask you a couple questions here. Do you think Jesus was more than just a carpenter, more than just a teacher? Do you think He was the Son of God? If you don't, first of all, thanks for being here. Thanks for being the kind of thinking person who gets into dialogue, thinks about that. Think well about this. What would it take for you to believe? What questions do you have? Maybe some of the people in the group would like to answer those questions or think about them. Maybe you'll confuse them a little bit. I don't know. And if you have placed your faith in God, if you're trying to follow Jesus in this world, what does that look like for you? Share your stories. I told you my story, what happened when I was 34 years old. What story of faith are you in? What are you doing now because you have faith? And do you have any sense of mission? Any sense that not only are you living and not only do you believe that God might have something for you to do? That you're on a mission? Well, I'll let you talk that over, and I'll be back next week. Have a good group.